The Xbox Series S is a lean, mean gaming machine, especially when you pair it with an Xbox Game Pass subscription. The only problem is that with over 400 awesome titles just a button press away, you might find yourself running a little short on storage space before too long. So here are a few clever tricks you can use to save some room.
As well as giving you access to the aforementioned hundreds of amazing games, an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate membership also allows you to stream many of them directly from the cloud. There are now over 300 cloud-compatible games, which you can start streaming straight away without downloading them, making this a great way to save both time and space. That includes some of the meatier titles on the service like Forza Horizon 5, Halo Infinite, and Microsoft Flight Simulator. I mean, they're obviously totally worth it, but being able to play these games without giving up all those precious gigabytes is what next-gen gaming is all about. All you have to do is select the game from the Xbox Game Pass catalog as usual, and then choose play rather than install. See how it's got a cute little cloud icon next to it and everything. This also means that if your friends start playing something you don't have downloaded, you can jump right in and join them using the cloud with no delay and no extra space required.
Here's a bit of a dilemma for you. You've blown through the Gears 5 campaign and you're only really interested in playing the multiplayer now, but you're still stuck with that 50-odd gigabyte install, which doesn't seem quite fair, does it? Well, another awesome thing about the Xbox Series S is that it allows you to part install some titles so that you only have to keep the parts you need. Just highlight the game in question and look for the Manage Game and Add-ons option to see what your choices are. Additionally, many other titles like the Master Chief Collection and Call of Duty also contain in-game file management options, which let you pick and choose what to install. It's not something you can do with every game, but given that these are some of the heftiest titles on many gamers' hard drives, it can make a big difference.
Another really clever feature that the Xbox Series S has to help keep your hard drive squeaky clean is the Leftover Add-ons tool. You'll find it by going to your My Games and Apps tab and by going to Manage and then Free Up Space. Do that and you'll be presented with a helpful list of all the additional content belonging to games that you don't have installed anymore. You'll also be presented with an Uninstall All button to clear them out. While your leftover DLC odds and ends are unlikely to be particularly big files by themselves, over time they can really build up and start to seriously impinge upon your precious hard drive space.
So that clears away the stuff left behind by the games you've deleted, but what about the ones you want to keep? Well, in many cases, it's actually possible to reduce the space they take up as well. In that same Free Up Space section, you'll find a list of shrinkable games. These are all titles that come with certain assets you might not actually need. Stuff like dialogue tracks in other languages, or like the 4K textures, which are great for Xbox Series X, but which you don't really need taking up space on your Series S. Again, this isn't a feature which applies to all games, but it can be a great way to clear out some space by getting rid of stuff you're not even using.
If you have a lot of modern games installed on your Xbox Series S, then you'll find that most of them are receiving updates from time to time, which is great. Always nice to see your favourite titles getting a booster shot, whether it's adding in some brand new content or just patching up the odd bug. And while these updates are never especially large files, every little bit helps when you're trying to maximise your hard drive space. Plus, if you actually aren't playing certain titles at the moment, you don't really need to update them right away. Head into your console system setting menu and you'll find the option to toggle auto updates off. Do so and the console will no longer automatically download every update that comes along for all of the games and apps you have installed, making it easy for you to only install the ones that you actually want.
Few things can strike fear into the heart of a long-time gamer than the prospect of a deleted save file. Ironically though, the memory of that 40-hour save you deleted by accident will be etched in your brain's hard drive forever. Funny that. Thankfully, Xbox Series S gamers should never know that kind of existential despair, since all the console's save files are backed up on the cloud. And this doesn't just apply to your shiny new games, but even any backwards compatible titles that you've got installed. As well as acting as a failsafe, this effectively means that you don't really need to have your games saved locally. It likely won't clear up a ton of space, but if you're really in a pinch, this could be another place to cut back. And if you do go the cloud-only route, just make sure your console is always connected to the internet so you don't lose any progress.
One of the best features you'll find on the Xbox Series S controller is the share button, which makes it easier than ever before to upload your favorite screenshots and finest footage. In fact, it's also easy now that it's tempting to save the entire game trying to capture every moment, from your pirate hijinks in Sea of Thieves to the first time you toppled the Bone Hydra in Hades. All those precious memories could start to take up quite a lot of space, especially if you're recording them all at the highest possible settings. So, to get the most bang for your buck, it might be worth taking a trip into the preferences side of the settings menu to fine-tune your capture settings. Sure, we all love the luxury of recording a full minute's worth of footage at 1080p resolution, but if you're a snap-happy gamer who's running low on space, it might be worth turning things down a little. And of course, once you've uploaded a clip to your socials, you don't actually need it on your hard drive anymore, so that's another neat way to save some room.
Okay, want to know another great way to maximize your hard drive space? Download smaller games. Simple. Okay, so we're not actually suggesting that you forego big titles like Forza Horizon 5 and Halo Infinite altogether. We'd never suggest that, it's just too cruel. But there is a ton of amazing games on offer that won't even make a dent in your storage space, many of which are available on Xbox Game Pass. As well as being a great way to cram more gaming goodness onto your console, checking out some of these smaller titles will introduce you to some of the most distinctive, inventive games on Xbox. Spiritfarer is a management sim that will have you meditating on the meaning of life itself. Tunic is an old-school adventure game starring an adorable fox. Sable offers hours of desert wandering fun, and not one of them will cost you more than a couple of gigabytes.
However, if all of these thrifty habits combined can't keep your hard drive from overflowing, then it might be time to think about an expansion card. And yes, it's kind of cheating to suggest buying more storage space in a video about how to save storage space, but so it goes. The Seagate Xbox Series X and S expansion card has been custom made to supercharge these next-gen machines, and it really is an awesome piece of kit. And because it's been designed with the Xbox Series S's velocity architecture in mind, you can play even the shiniest next-gen games straight from the card without any noticeable drop in speed or latency. The WD Black P10 is another great option, giving you up to 5 terabytes of data to play with. Even the most dedicated of gamers are gonna have a hard time filling one of these bad boys up. Doesn't mean you can't try though. If you're looking to supersize your Series S, either of these is a great way to go.
Hopefully these tips will help you to clear out some unnecessary clutter and maybe even free up enough space to install one of the awesome little titles we talked about. Feel free to share your own space-saving advice down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for more ideas about how to get the most out of your Xbox consoles. Bye!